we go.
There we are.
Everybody present and accounted for.
Boom, we in there. Had a little minor little mess up. Trying to make sure I'm still good. Okay, still good. I messed around and hit that one button too fast. Yo, sorry about the mix up. 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 Had a little malfunction. We all good. Had a little malfunction. We all good. We here. Everything is settled. Woo. Just breathe. Full blast. F.C.W. Full blast comics and wrestling. We are here. You know what I'm saying? I am always Push 24. Yo, bro, my brothers, y'all introduce yourself, man.
OG Green Lantern.
And you know me, Spade from Spade Anonymous Comics. What it do? What's
You
going
know
on,
what
my
I
brother?
mean? Yes, sir. We are here today. We got a pretty nice compact show for y'all today. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for y'all that's tuning in. Y'all know the channel, Full Blast Radio. Tune in, subscribe, hip hop all day, every day, all week long. But this is the comics and wrestling section of it. You know what I'm saying? First off, man, shout out to everybody in the chat that's coming. Well, you know what I'm saying? Whether you say hello or not, shout out to y'all listening in from the UK. Three thinker. Shout out to you, bro. Please, opinions. Give us all your opinions, your facts. You know what I'm saying? We down. We love to conversate. Hey, man, how y'all doing today, man?
Good, doing good.
I'm better now that on our normal platform. So
Yes, sir. You already know, man. You know how I go. Well, I know y'all ready to jump into it, so shit, let's jump into it. You know what I mean? Cause wrestling as we call it, part of the week. Been a real impactful week. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Had there been any highlights for y'all this week or last week as far as the shows and pay per views that's been going on?
I still haven't seen any. Um, I just go online and I just read what's been happening because you guys know my situation right now.
Uh huh.
For people watching that don't know, I'm Amish, so my family doesn't believe in television sets. Um, just kidding, man. I'm sick. So I'm in a room with no TV, and I ain't trying to watch hours of my telephone, but I
Yeah.
try to keep up as best I can by reading stuff, reading what's been going on and all that. That backstage drama, that fight that happened backstage, that's dumb. You know what I mean? I feel it's dumb. Like, I don't know. I don't feel it should have happened, but I wasn't there. I'm not that guy. I don't know how. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if feelings got hurt behind it, but they supposed to be professionals. Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion. And I know fights happen. Fights happen at McDonald's. You know what I mean? Fights happen everywhere.
Word
That's
up.
just life and stuff. But it's just, it sucks when it happens to people that we watch and we really like. And then you find that they get into a skirmish with some other person or persons that we like. And you find out it's real. People are threatened with losing their jobs. People are stripped of titles.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm curious to know if they're gonna try and work an angle with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like try and do a cover up. Like Spade, you would know the most about that if something were to happen internally and they needed kind of damage control, even though it had already leaked out and we already know that a fight did occur. Like, would the higher ups be more inclined to try and cover it up and like, oh, it was kayfabe, it was a storyline, and or like what do you think would happen?
They could go either way. I've been in backstages, environments like that before, many times, and a couple of times, like the one wrestler who just the locker room feels universally negative towards. and you go ahead and be like, all right, well, you know, we no longer need your services, basically. And other times, you know, people kind of talk it out and everything, and then it might get turned into a storyline because I'm like, all right, it's so good. Like, you know, this happened backstage, you know, but people know about it, so let's go ahead and kind of capitalize on it and make a little bit of money off of it. So you can go either way. With this though, it was I don't know, you know, like I don't know what Tony Khan's protocol would be on that. I know from reading things earlier this week, like Booker T had said something about basically, you know, you don't fire CM Punk or you know, don't fire anybody basically. Like, hey, you know, we are like you were saying, we are basically like a family. You know, sometimes you get into fights, you have disagreements, blah blah. We can solve it, like it or not. CM Punk does generate interest in wrestling from you know his fans, his longtime loyalists, and everything. I think personally though the situation could have been handled a bit differently, or I ain't gonna say a bit, a lot different. You know, that's just my opinion on it. Again, I think that he could, you know, that they could go either way with it. You could definitely turn it into a storyline, but that would equate being having all parties sit down and hash everything out and be like, okay, can we go to the ring and perform this storyline without fear of repercussions or fear of this man trying to hurt me where I can't earn my living anymore.
Right. Hey, because the article I had read, the Ric Flair, his feelings on it, right? Okay, this is what kind of made me like, dang, how can they fix this? Is because someone involved, I guess they were on Punk's side, someone named Ace Steel, and
Yeah.
I is okay, and he's not a wrestler. Am I correct? He's like a producer or something backstage, or
Right. I think
like
he
I don't know if he's a wrestler,
kind
but
of
I mean,
dabbled in wrestling at one time, like it was a wrestling persona. But I know him and CM Punk are pretty good friends.
but his spot there is like a backstage producer or something, correct? Like
Right.
he's not signed on as a wrestler, right?
Right.
See,
He's not a wrestler. He is a backstage producer.
that's what threw me off because like, well, okay, and someone that he's cool with, you know, and I guess they got into it with the Bucks or something, and then and Kenny jumped in, or I don't know exactly what happened, but I know it involved the Bucks and Kenny, right?
It
Oh.
from everything that happened, like the guy that when they were doing the post show media thing, the guy that was asking Punk the questions was asking him something, and excuse me, Punk kind of went into basically like off script, so to speak. And he got to talking about Colt Cabana and Hangman Page, and the guy was like, you know, I'm not friends with Colt Cabana anymore. And Punk, you know, went on this tirade about Colt Cabana. Now, like I said, you could have handled this a few different ways. One could have been no comment. I'm not talking about Colt Cabana, and you know, if you want to know something, me and you will talk away from you know, the internet and everything like that. He could have been a little bit, I feel. I ain't gonna say he could have, because I mean, the heat of the moment. So I can't say I wouldn't feel any differently if it was me and a guy that I didn't like or had a falling out with. But at that moment, it'd been like, you know, I don't want to talk about him because I know from personal experience, I had a guy in the locker room that me and him do not get along to this day. And I'm just like, I don't want to talk about it. And that's just the way I am. I don't want to talk about it. You stay in your corner of the world, I stay in my corner of the world, and we get along just fine like that. But I don't have anything negative to say because I'm like, I don't want, you know, not necessarily negative press, but negative press from that. And I feel that's what Punk should have done. I feel like that's kind of what he's getting now is a lot of negative press, but people are like, it's like they're kind of over him now. You know, I don't know. I kind of feel that way too. I'm like, I'm kind of just overseeing Punk, like, you know, like, dude, stop whining, stop crying, stop complaining, just go in and wrestle. You said a year ago when you came to AEW how the locker room was and how you know, you were looking forward to working with some of these young guys, and then you get the young guys, i.e. like the Bucks. Now you want to pick a fight with them. Now you want to talk shit about somebody, and it's just like, come on, man. You know, you 43, 44 years old. You should be, you know, you should be the leader.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
I
okay,
agree.
look, I know why him and Colt Cabana don't get along. Okay,
Right.
it's an old story and it's been ongoing, and they just never made amends. And it was a private thing to do with his podcast and money, someone getting sued,
Mm-hmm.
or what the deal was. Okay, and I understand that, and that's a personal thing between him. If he still feels sour about it, that's on him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I haven't, like, since that incident, like I haven't, and I'm not a Colt Cabana guy or nothing like that. I like him, and he's very entertaining to me. But like, I haven't heard him badmouth Punk. That's just me personally. I mean, if he
Mm-hmm.
has, maybe I missed it. You know what I'm saying? But like, my thing is, what was it besides Colt? Like I said, because I understand that. What was it he said about Hangman? Like I didn't know, and it was Hangman, correct? He said something about
Yeah.
Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
See, and I don't understand that. Like, I didn't know they had beef. Like that's crazy to me. I mean,
Yeah, he's there. From what I watched a little while ago, it's like it's so deep to where Heyman don't even want to talk about it, like podcast interviews or something like it's that deep. Like it's like deep, deep, deep. You know, CM Punk said that you know they try like basically trying to go in business for itself, but then he turned around and he say, "My back built on my back, built on my back," and I'm like, when he said that, that made me look like, dang, CM Punk, like. I understand, man, but dang, man, like, cause them dudes been working their butts off, like Booker T said, Faye. Them dudes been working their butts off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Booker
yeah.
T said, I remember Booker T said, it'd be on every time I seen him. He
Hey,
wasn't playing.
hey, did you read what Ric Flair said though?
What did he say?
He, when he was talking about it, like he didn't really take a side either. All he said that when he was in WWE at the time when Punk was, he said they never really got a chance to talk, because I guess that's right before Punk had left or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
Flair didn't say, like, he didn't have anything negative to say about him. But then about like the Bucks and Kenny, he really likes them because he says that they're easy to get along with, and they're very respectful, you know, to him, and very nice, you know, that he sees. Okay, he wasn't trying to salt either side, but it was funny to me because he said that he brought up Harley Race. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm.
I mean, come on, it's one of the like toughest mugs like in wrestling history. You know, it's Harley Race, man. And tough outside the ring. I mean, legit. That guy was legit.
Yeah.
Like Haku and Harley Race. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he said that it was funny because he said that Punk acted like Harley Race. You know, or no, he goes, he reminded me of Harley Race of that era. You know, like just the way he was saying, he goes, but he said back then, if someone had a problem with Harley Race, like there would be a whole lot of talking. Like, you know, like they would, like, you wouldn't just bust into a dressing room and, hey, Harley, and fight them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's another thing he brought up, that the difference between like a fight back then and a fight now. He says a lot of times now, the guy that will start the fight in front of a room full of people does it because he knows it's going to get broken.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I hear echo now.
Hmm.
Look, Fred Buck said Haku will bite a nose off.
Hey, straight out.
He's a legit tough guy, man. That, like, not a lot of people mess with. Like you were saying, OG, like them too. Man, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I think that with, like I said, with CM Punk, it could have been handled a lot differently than what it was. And now I sound like I'm echoing.
Do it.
I think so. Can you hear me good?
I can hear you. Ain't echoing my side.
Okay, but yeah, man, he's just like he going. Again, OG, going from the Hangman Page thing, and that stemmed from a promo that they had, and I guess Punk took offense to what Hangman said, about being in AEW, and it's just
Oh,
like Hangman wasn't wrong. It's like anything else. You want to be here, fine. If you don't, okay, there's the door, and it's like that's basically what he told him without using them words. So it's like,
Mm.
Punk gonna talk about people who don't draw or people who can't work or, they don't make the money that he's making. It's just like, look, man, everybody, I don't know, everybody did not hear of, maybe hear of an Adam Hangman Page like they did a CM Punk back in the day. I around 2003, 4 when I first started wrestling is when I started hearing about guys like Punk and Bryan Danielson, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe. Because I got more exposed to other wrestling other than just WWE and WCW at the time. So I'm looking at stuff in Japan, I'm looking at Ring of Honor, I'm looking at Mexico. I'm like, all right, I get it. Now I know who some of these guys are. And to me, it's unfair for him to say something like that about somebody like Hangman Page or Darby Allin or anybody else. And I'm like, they're doing the same thing that you did. So you can't shit on them without shitting on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't right. That's just that is not fair. Me and Spade match a ball to people. That's what I'm talking about, Chef. And but going into the second topic here, or the third topic about the titles being stripped, leading into that,
Yo, that was a trip.
I feel that was a correct call,
Yeah.
at least on the world title part, because he is legit injured, and I read an article that Jim Ross was talking about why in the world when Moxley beat Punk in like 3 or 4 minutes, why in the world would you do a rematch at the pay-per-view? Like he just beat his ass in 3 minutes. Yeah, I agree. Also, at the same time, that rematch is gonna sell tickets. But you already knew, everybody pretty much already knew Punk was going into this thing injured. So it's like, how is that gonna make that much of a difference? So therefore, I'm like, all right, you either should have kept the title on Moxley, or if you did that, yeah, I get the vacation, of the titles now. The
Mm-hmm.
thing I kind of don't disagree with, because from the way I was reading them and my understanding, is that the Bucks and Kenny Omega were not necessarily wrong in what they did. Now there's conflicting reports. Some saying Punk threw the first swing, and like OG was talking about with Ace Steel, he threw a chair at Nick Jackson. So some
And he
yeah.
beat the HDL and he beat Omega.
bit Kenny Omega, yeah. And I'm like, so the suspensions on them three, I feel were unwarranted. Also, like Chris Daniels is a backstage producer as well. He has more than one head
Hmm.
in AEW. He got suspended. I'm like, but you're breaking up the thing. You shouldn't be suspended for breaking it up. The ones that's involved in it should. But like I said, from my point of view, I don't feel that the elite should have been suspended. That's just me. I get it. You had to send a message to the locker room. You can't just like let everything go unpunished like that. And then it's like, all right, you crown new trio champions at the pay per view. Then you have to crown new trio champions on Dynamite. And it's just like that is I don't know. It's like that's not really sending a good
It's
message.
almost like a spade. It's almost like watching WWE, ain't
It's like watching WCW.
it?
Like shit is everywhere, man. It's
Because
like, man,
and, and something else on that same topic with title strip on that same little topic on the chaos part. It seemed like a lot of their storylines the past couple of weeks have been built on chaos. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like craziness, whether it's backstage or interview type stuff. Because even the I just read about probably about 30 minutes ago. I was reading that even the women's section of AEW is having backstage issues. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Uh,
Yes.
Mr. Wayne, I was checking out what Mr. Wayne said. I think so Punk's kind of got a target on his head. That Punk's kind of got a target on his head.
He got a point. Because, again, OG, I'm not sure if you've seen this or not, but I know, like, I was going through a Google search earlier, and they were talking about an article popped up where a lot of the majority of the talent backstage don't want Punk there anymore.
Yep.
So, yeah, he definitely has a target on his head, man, because it's like,
Hey,
you know,
like it's a trip, man. Like I get it that he is who he is. Okay, I get all. But and I'm one of the people in promotion. I don't like line jumps. Feel me? Like he came in and he's still he's not ring rust, but he does cool stuff.
right.
But for him to like be the champ already, man, like above so many other dudes that have been there, I don't like that. Man.
Oh, I like what Hardy said. You know Hardy. He said, Punk, who called himself that? I feel I feel you now, Hardy boy. When you look at it like that.
You gonna call yourself that when you think you basically untouchable and you can say whatever you want to say without reparation.
Mm-hmm. Now, MJF is back. What it definitely surprised me because he was the Joker in that ladder match, and that was a great ladder match. And for it to end like that really sucks because that was a good match. You know what I mean? Like the competitors that was in it, and like we didn't even get to see what was going. We didn't even get to see the escalation. You know what I mean? How a ladder match go. So then when the little tweeter head dude come out there, you know what I'm saying, and he come out there, got the little chip, man, the Joker face, and it was like the walk. MJF got a walk that a real wrestling fan can know. Like you know it. Like I know that walk. Like I know that walk. I know that. I know that. But then when he showed up at the end, and I was like, yo, that's good for business right there. You know what I'm saying? That the way they add the reality, the way they add pieces of the backstage stuff and phone call stuff, the way they add that personal together to make their story unravel. Because overall, you know what I'm saying, it's looking like he gonna end up back on top. You know what I mean? Because he ain't got nothing to fight for. He ain't got nothing to lose for real. He got signed. He got the bread he want. He got the money in the bank, might as well say for them, the chip. They going through the tournament. All he doing is waiting.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all think, though? What and people in the chat, what y'all think about MJF back?
Oh, I know. I was glad to see it. Like we were kind of talking about it off camera. You know, when OG asked us, what do we think of it? Like that dude, man, he would, and especially as a heel, he would have made it in any era of wrestling. I could see it like if he were in the '80s, he would WWF or NWA. He would have been either in the Heenan family, a la like Mr. Perfect or Rick Rude, or or in NWA, he probably would have been a horse. I could just see that. He was that guy. People were excited when he came out and came back, and he got a big face pop. Then he turned around, shot the double bird, and then people started booing. It's like he does his job. If his job is to make you boo him, that's what he's going to do. And anytime he does something, whether the crowd agrees with it, whether it's a promo or something in the ring, and they start cheering, then he's gonna turn around and address that crowd, and they're gonna start booing him. It's like that's a classic heel. Stay in the character. You do this, you do that, you say what you do, or say what you say to piss off the crowd. Because guess what? When they're pissed off, they're gonna pay money. If you win, they're gonna pay money until you get your ass kicked the next time.
True. What about you, OG? Because I know we was talking about it in the backfield. So finish them thoughts that you was talking about earlier about MJF.
When he first came out in AEW, I got a hell of an echo. Man. Hold on, man.
Okay.
This is crazy.
Hit your settings and then go to like the audio.
Yeah.
Okay, it says echo cancellation. Default.
We can hear you now.
Kawambe, Marfo. Thank you for the subscription, man. Much love.
All right, when he, yeah, no, man. When he first came out in AEW, I didn't like straight out. I didn't like him, and not like it's not like I would boo him or anything. Like I'll change the fucking channel. I'll tune out. Like I wouldn't even watch
Oh,
it.
wow.
Like straight out. Like if I was in the crowd and he came out, he would get this response from me. Silence. I wouldn't even boo him, man. Like because when he first came out, I don't like low hanging fruit kind of shit. I don't like that. Taking just it's nonsense, man. And when he was not a spectacular wrestler either. Like his move set was real limited, but you know what I mean? I watched him grow, and I liked the whole thing with Wardlow to an extent. I think they drug it on way too long. You know what I mean? But I liked it. I liked the fact that he won that ring. I thought that was dope. That's when I started liking him. I started respecting his craft. You know what I mean? And I have watched him like increase his skill and everything. And he's a dope wrestler. Like straight out, he's a dope wrestler, man. Like I said, I haven't seen him come back. I haven't seen it recently, so I don't know. He's someone too that at first I thought, man, I don't want this guy to be one of those dudes that goes back and forth, back and forth. Like I hope this dude never turns face ever.
Ever.
Like because now he's to the point where I would throw my cup at him. You know what I mean? Like, oh, get out of here, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I see him in the parking lot, he's someone. Hey, man, great show, dude. You're awesome. You know, that's how I feel about him now. You know what I mean? Like, I really respect like him sticking with it this whole time. Then when he did that nonsense about the plane ticket and all that stuff, and then making him dress like an idiot and getting smashed by Wardlow. They told him that was going to happen, and he did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He could have told them, "No, I'm not going to do it," and this and that, but he did it. You know what I mean? Like
that's true, though.
I mean, if you don't respect a guy for taking his licks, man, then there's something wrong with you. You know, like he messed up. He knows he did. He wore it, and that's that. Like you say, he got his extension. He got his money and all that, and good for him. You know, I hope he never. He's a guy now. I hope he never leaves AEW as long as they exist. You know.
Did y'all happen to hear that comment that he made when he was in the ring with Moxley?
Oh
no.
Man,
when he said he said maybe I get that belt and go where the real wrestlers is at. Talking about WWE. And and then he said, it was so funny. He said, maybe I'll go to where my favorite wrestler or something like that. He said, the American roller coaster, Cody Rhodes. I'm like, yo, man, this dude right here is awesome, man. The drops that he be dropping, you know what I'm saying? Like that is awesome. That's one thing that I love about it. And I can see how people would put him in the categories of the people that rock the mic. Like, I instantly thought about Miz because he can rock the mic too. But it's just over there you can say more. But coming up, but I got something to talk about on that with the rule change. The game probably finna go up. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to that. On the WWE side, I read where Triple H is now the chief of content officer, and HBK is right under him at the whatever position he got. I think it's with the storylines or something like that. Did y'all see that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So some of the rule changes that he made was that on Twitter, WWE talent can now talk about AEW AEW talent on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I felt that's pretty big because now they can break a wall. Now they can make things a little more exciting for the WWE talent.
Did you see who the first person to do it was?
Who? Drop it. Who?
Seth Rollins.
Oh, um,
He straight out. He
what did he say?
straight out. He gave props to the Acclaimed, man. That was dope. He gave props to AEW, man.
Mm. Ah, yeah, he did. I read that. He said it. I know at the end of his statement, he talked about how good it felt. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like I'm glad to be a part of this, man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, that's cool. Can't hate on that. You know what I'm saying? Power 500, what up? Um, one the question I wanted to ask, and this is where Steve we was talking about earlier. Dominic turning heel. Um, what? How far will this take? On the wrestler? Talking about the wrestler now. How far do you think this will take him as far as elevating his brand, period? You know what I'm saying? Without Daddy, without Mysterio. Of course they're gonna tangle up and storyline, but like as far as just Dominic himself, is this his way or now time for me to start moving up, get more noticed?
I'm gonna let you start that, OG. Like, answer that because I'm interested to hear what you have to say. I don't know. I know we talked off camera, but I really want to hear your point of view
oh,
on
with him, like I said off camera, man, and not just me. Like the people I know, we've been waiting a year for this fool to turn on his dad. We seen it coming, and part of the thing is this, like, because there had been talk right before that Ray was going to step down and relinquish the mask to Dominic. Okay,
Mm.
was going to go by Prince Mysterio because Ray means King Mysterio. Okay,
it.
and Dominic was going to be Prince Mysterio, which I was like, well, you know what? That's dope. But it's kind of backwards. We already know what you look like, kid. Like now you're going to don a mask. Like that's opposite of Lucha. You know what I mean? Like we know what you look like, and you're going to wear the mask now. But whatever. Like it would have been dope still to wear the mask, right? And he would have just been Prince Mysterio. That would have been awesome. For whatever reason, they scrapped that idea and then something else about it was just the way they read it, how they were both acting. We felt storyline wise, we felt like Ray was being too smothered of a dad. You guys know what I mean? Certain matches, him
Mm-hmm.
running out, and all that. That right there made us think, hey man, Dominic's gonna turn on his dad. Like straight out. He's gonna get tired of it and turn on his dad. And that's gonna be the that's what's gonna happen to where I feel they're gonna have I can't remember the name of it in Spanish right now, but it's a thing in lucha. They're gonna have a hair versus mask match. That's what I feel is gonna happen. If Dominic loses, he would have to cut his hair. If Ray loses, he would have to,
Man.
because that's the thing. That's the thing
Mm.
over there. Like,
You're right. That's
and
interesting right
I
there.
just want to say something, man, to anybody watching. Like, I still crack on Dominic's mullet. Okay, I know a lot of people do, but the reason he rocks a mullet is for Eddie. Okay, like straight out, because Eddie rocked a mullet forever,
Yeah,
and he rocks his mullet for Eddie.
yeah.
So I just
Okay.
wanted to say that. Like, but it's still dumb because it's a mullet. Like, I'm sure Eddie would want him to cut that shit. Like,
I remember that time Eddie cut that promo and talking about, nobody can rock the hottest hairstyle like I have the bullet. And I'm like, I bust out laughing when he said that. I was like, he said it in just the most like stereotypical Latino way, but it was like, but it's Eddie Guerrero, and he was working heel at the time. It was like that shit was hilarious because Eddie made it hilarious,
Yeah.
and it was like, man, uh, my take on Dom, his heel turn, Cooks, it was like. I'm like OG. You seen it coming. They already planted the seeds about a year, so it was like long term storytelling and booking. Um, I would have. I guess me. and I guess it kind of depends on how they're going to book Ray, and Ray's feeling on, all right, how long is he going to go? Because to me, it's like you kind of keep Dom here, and if Ray chooses retired like a year or 2 years from now, reignite that feud, let them fight. And Ray's like, all right, I'm going to retire. Dominic goes over, Ray relinquishes his mask and gives Dom. Now, OG, what you were talking about, and I get what you were saying, we already seen Dom's face, so it was kind of backwards to put the mask on. But remember what they did with Kane before, when Kane unmasked, then they took him off of TV for so long, and he came back with a mask.
Yeah.
It was almost like people sort of forgot what Kane looked like, so he was able to pull it off. And I'm like, I feel you could do the same thing with Dominic. His name could go either way, Prince Mysterio, or you could call him Rey Mysterio the Third, or whatever they decide to do with it. They choose to acknowledge Rey Mysterio Sr. But that could be done if it's done right. Take him off TV for 6 to 8 months, almost a year. Let him, maybe he does dark match, stuff like that. But at least he still have a match. He's just not on TV.
Hey, check this out. Storyline wise, right?
Mm-hmm.
And exactly in regards to what you said. Would you have him go away for like say 6 to 8 months, like his final match, he gets slashed in the face or burnt, and then he goes away. So when he comes back, he has the mask.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it would make sense storyline.
And they have the perfect team with the Judgment Day to do that. Ride it so long, but be patient with it. Don't just, all right, now we lost steam. Like that team, and this is segueing into our next topic, but that team has some great heat right now. So like keep that heat going. And then eventually it's like, all right, then you plant the seeds for the breakup. They do some Rhea Ripley or Damian Priest do something to disfigure Dominic, and he's out. Ray might make the save or whatever, or like I said, you can have the match. Ray versus Dominic. Ray lose, and they end up turning on Dominic because it's like father versus son. He embraces his son and say, "You on your way, son. You don't need me anymore." They beat up Dominic, disfigure him, and like you said, write him off TV for a while, come back under the mask, and he gets retribution for what they did in the past. I'm like,
I like
it's
that.
not really that hard to write.
I like that. And for me,
Would you
on the
have? Oh, go ahead.
go
No,
ahead,
go ahead.
OG, because you already
No,
had asked.
would you have him come back as a face, a heel, or an anti?
I'd have him come back as a face.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have him come back as a face.
And only thing I was gonna say is that I can see the predictability since he is the weakest link. He'll end up being the first one getting beat out the crew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know how they do. There be four of them, and then the weakest link gotta have a big match. He don't do right. You know what I'm saying? Then they testing them, pushing them, slapping on him, all that. Then it's gonna be he ain't gonna take it no more, and he gonna turn on them and get whooped up real good. And what's both of y'all was saying with it slash whatever, come back, do the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? But he still gotta get done with Edge first. For anything happen, him and Edge got this.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And with having what you call it said DSK that him being with them helps him to hide his weaknesses. I felt like that was a good point.
I wouldn't necessarily call them weaknesses just yet. More
Okay.
inexperience.
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
because
Okay.
because you're gonna have, like, starting out early on like he is. I think he's in his second, third year into a
Mm-hmm.
pro wrestling career. So you're not gonna be as polished as you are in your fifth or seventh year. I know I was. So being in a stable is not necessarily gonna hide your weaknesses. It just hides your inexperience, and you're
Right.
able to learn because they somewhat, and in a good way, I mean, but they somewhat limit you on what you can do while you're under somebody's learning tree, and you're able to gain this experience. So it's like, all right, when you have tag team matches, when you have one-on-one matches, when you got to hit, your cues for a run in or whatever, you know what to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gotcha. And on to the last topic of this portion right here in this where we at, which the best WWE storyline for you right now, and Power 500 said he still want to see Beth versus Rhea, which I feel like is imminent, it's coming.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
So for y'all, you know what I'm saying, besides the Dominic, because I know we talked about that, what's one of the best storylines for you right now going on in the whole WWE? Whether you see it coming or it's going on right now. People in the chat as well. If y'all watching and y'all see stuff, what is your best WWE storyline right now? Whether it's going on now or it's on the way, then you can see it.
Hmm, that's an interesting question.
Mm, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just
Um,
watching what I've been reading, so dang.
here
King
go.
Kong LD is he still around? That guy's still around?
I wish.
Nah.
Uh, Power 500 says Riddle versus Self.
uh, I would say that's a all right one. I wouldn't say it's one of the, to me, it's not one of the best ones, but that's just me. And the only reason why with me is because I'm just not a fan of the Seth freaking Rollins character. I
Hmm.
don't know what it is. I just don't like it. But it's like Seth Rollins is a hell of a wrestler. Don't get me wrong. I take nothing away from him. That man can wrestle his ass off. And Riddle is a great talent too. I love Matt Riddle. And I'm like, they do have an interesting dynamic because they have real life heat with each other.
Oh,
They do not,
really?
yeah, they do not like each other at all.
Oh, that's
And
something I didn't know.
it stemmed from Riddle's ex-wife body shaming Becky Lynch. And so when I think one TV taping, Matt Riddle showed up for work, and Seth was just like, I ain't got nothing to say to him or whatever. He said, I'm just done with me. Like I can respect him, I can work with him, but I don't have to like him. And it's like that's what you see now. So it's like, dang, again, a real life thing. You're working with each other. Like, how are you not beating the hell out of each other? In your matches in this feud. And I think if they kind of, you know, take the reins off a little bit of them, it might grow bigger and bigger and bigger. But yeah, man, they got real life heat, man. They don't like each other at all.
And I don't, if has anybody noticed how that you can tell that his character is starting to be his own character because he ain't doing all the Randy. He ain't been doing that lately. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Usually he do that all the time. I gotta do this for my best friend Randy. Now he's showing his his the mean part of his charisma, like how fierce he can get.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't just what's up, dude, all day now. Now he ready to really whoop. You dropping the F bomb on USA. You know what I'm saying? And you must be getting ready. You must be really mad. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Uh, I'm real interested in what's gonna happen with Bobby Lashley because either I want to see him come on and come for the big title,
Mm-hmm.
pull the Ultimate Warrior and hold both of them in the air, or are they gonna bring somebody back? Because I heard that a certain big dude from Minnesota is supposed to be going up against him sometime soon. But I don't know how true that is. It's alleged. But the
That's
big
a
man from
big thing
Minnesota, go ahead.
for the Saudi Arabia show. I believe
Yeah,
that they want to do Brock versus Bobby too. And I'm like, yeah, y'all really need to do something. And don't get me wrong, having the United States title is awesome. And then Triple H is making the US and IC titles mean something again. But I'm like, my thing is everybody's like, well, who's gonna challenge Roman? You hear Rock gonna challenge Roman. You hear Cody Rhodes gonna win the Royal Rumble and go to WrestleMania. And I'm like, are y'all freaking sleeping on Bobby Lashley? Like,
Yeah,
come
that's what. Man, like, okay, now Power
on.
Five say Braun Strowman. So,
Braun Strowman ain't a good enough character to carry a world title.
but let me ask you this though. Let me ask both of y'all this though. But maybe now with Triple H in total control, is we gonna like the predictability is strong. Is he gonna end up Braun Strowman gonna end up in one of their faces by the time we get to the next pay-per-view after the next pay-per-view? A question I'm asking y'all.
Take it, OG. What you think?
You know what, man? Because we've talked about him before, and my thing with him is he got boring to me real fast because he's just a big man. I mean, his move running around the ring and shoulder smashing you like a train, like that got old really fast. Like the first time he did it was dope. You know what I mean? He does it a few times. Oh, he's gonna do it, but then that being like his move set, like it got boring to me. And him just being like a big smasher and all that, and as big as he is and athletic. I'm not saying he's just amazingly athletic for a size. Like he should be like one of the top guys at all time, but he's not. You know what I mean? They make him like he could easily be beat and shit. You know, like he should. It would have been dope from the beginning if him and like someone like Lashley would have been going at it, bam, bam, bam. You know, like Hogan Piper kind of stuff. You know, just
Mm-hmm.
always like a main rival. Like, but like I just got boring with him. It's like they didn't know what to do with him. They made him do stuff sometimes. He left, man, and when he left, he went to Impact, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he went to Impact. You know, he was welcome there. You know, he would have been welcome wherever he went. You know,
And he went somewhere else too after Impact, didn't he?
He wrestled
kids,
on the Indies.
Yeah.
kids, you know what I mean. So like, that dude's welcome wherever we go because kids just think he's awesome. You know, and I mean like little kids. They, oh, he's awesome. You know, but I mean, as far as him being back now, I agree with you, Cook, that we'll see what happens. Like instead of him just always being written, maybe they're going to give him freedom. All right, Braun, what do you want to do? Do you
Mm-hmm.
want to be a good guy? Do you want to be a bad guy? What do you want to do? Do you want to change your character up? You know, like, well, we can only see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
He took a
and he's
hit.
someone that as much as I love AEW, would have popped up there. I would have been, oh, Braun Strowman's in AEW. I was like, oh, I mean, I'm being honest, you know, like,
Yeah, I agree with you, OG, and I feel he took a hit as a character at WrestleMania 34 when tagging up with that little kid and winning the tag team titles. Like that was
yeah,
dumb as hell. That was some of the dumbest booking I've ever seen. You
I got
like
a question. I got a question, Spade. Was
okay?
that a cheap? Was that a cheap reach?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, it
go
was.
ahead.
You know, because it's like if you were going to build him as a monster, you should have just left it. I mean, it was a glorified handicap match anyway. Really, what is a 10-year-old kid gonna do against two grown ass men like Sheamus and Cesaro? Come on, you know what I'm saying? That's like having a 10-year-old kid wrestle me in the ring. You know, I know what I'm doing in the ring. What is this kid gonna do? I don't care. I'm not 6 feet tall, 250 pounds, but I'm a pro wrestler, so he's gonna be scared. And it's like naturally, yeah, I know you played up, but having real life nerves in the ring, okay, I'm in here with these guys. I just tagged in. I got tagged back out. So you might as well just let it been Braun Strowman versus them two. If he won, then he can pick his partner. That would have been better. If he lost, fine, because it's a 2-on-1 handicap match. So booking on that was all wrong. Secondly, so that hurt him. Going into everything else after that, winning the Universal title, nobody hardly remembers he was Universal Champion. because his character does not stand out. I don't care he's 6'8", 6'9", 300 pounds. Your character don't stand out. There's nothing special about it. You were just another big dude on the roster. But what is your character? As much as I can't stand Hulk Hogan, he did have a character that resonated with people, whether he was the red and yellow or the NWO. Something about him resonated. There ain't nothing about Braun Strowman that resonates. His character needs work. So it's like me booking, no, I wouldn't have brought him back because I'm like, if I did, you're going to go to the Performance Center or you're going to go to OVW or something like that. You're going to work on your character before you get back. When your character's ready, we bring you back and boom. He's basically BFN, big for nothing. Like OG said.
I got another question. Is this a case of body over character? Like they're more impressed with his body and big man and you know we can just set him up like a big pen instead of more being focused on his character and make him more interesting before we notice how big he is. Like when he was with Bray Wyatt and him.
But you're talking about Vince style, correct?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's a lot more like Vince style.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's absolutely what it was. Okay, like in Vince's mind, Brock Lesnar is the ultimate wrestler. He's the big, buff, blonde hair, blue-eyed guy. Like that's his vision of the wrestler. We all know his vision of a female wrestler is eye candy. We all know that. You know what I'm saying? Like Vince was Vince, man. But like I said, that's why this time we'll see what Hunter lets him do, or how well Sean writes. You know, whatever part Sean's part is, and like he's one of those guys, bro. I just brought up Wyatt family and how there's certain wrestlers that are big men or big women, and you look at them, you're like, nah, that should be someone's muscle or someone's goon. You look at them like that automatically. They have no mic skills, no matter what. They're kind of stiff in the ring, very limited, just power moves. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's kind of like that, I guess. Like, but again, like I said, that was the Vince era. That was, we'll see where he goes from here. But I think it's gonna take a lot of work to get him to draw other people. You know what I'm saying? Like. It would take a lot for me to get excited to watch him wrestle.
I think to answer D Skill's question, then that could be very plausible and possible. But if they were going to do that, they should have just waited and brought them all back. Bray, Rowan, and Braun as a stable at one time. Because then guess what? You have the bloodline. You have Roman, both belts. You have the Usos, both belts. They're already conquering. People complaining they don't have nobody else to beat. Oh, there's plenty of people to beat, plenty of people to face. So now you present a new challenge because they're like, we top of the mountain. So who else want to step up? Lights go out, the music hit, it's the Wyatt family. Bray, Roman, and Braun. And it's like, okay, boom. Now this is fresh because either one of the combination between the Wyatt family can challenge for the tag team titles or the world titles. Any one of them. And it's still going to be something fresh. Even though we've seen matches with them before, it's still going to be something fresh. So you bring them back as a group, not one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And that works. And then Bray is the best talker because not Roman, but Eric Rowan, he was just kind of quiet. He didn't really talk a whole lot. Bray's mic skills need a lot of work. So Braun's mic skills need a lot of work. So let Bray be the talker and lead like he do. All right, well, Strowman, you go in and you and Roman go for the world title. You take out Roman Reigns, Eric Rowan and I going after the tag title. Or whatever combination you want to have. But let Bray do the talking and the other two stay silent. Because they can't talk. So Bray would be like, whenever his in-ring career is done, he would be a great manager for somebody.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's my take. Like bring them back as a group, not one-on-one, and Braun coming out. Braun, I'm like, what you said about MJF when you first seen him, OG, that's kind of him, Strowman. It's like, thanks,
Yeah,
John.
yeah, exactly, bro. You don't even want to. You don't even want to like. Oh man, I hope he loses. You're just like, I don't care.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. And last on the docket for the wrestling, which we ain't got. I know this one won't take long, but it is interesting to me because we know him like standing right next to us. Now he all on the TV. I'm talking about that doggone
A-Town back.
Austin Theory. That doggone Austin
A-Town
Theory.
back.
Are they making him boring, man? For some reason, when it comes to that Money in the Bank suitcase, there's always a point in the middle of the season where it's like, what are y'all even gonna do with it? You know what I'm saying? They show up at certain little main event matches and they get knocked, or they get foiled, or somebody jump on them before they get out there, and that's a brand new beef. So it's like, what y'all think, chat and y'all? What y'all think, man? Is this a play, or is this what we got going? What we got going?
Hey,
They're being very careful with it.
I feel it's the same thing, bro. Like that was Vince. That was still Vince era. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like I feel it's gonna change like that with him, man, because he's a great wrestler, dude. He's just a likable character, whether he's a heel or a face, man. You know, that's just my opinion of him. Like I like the guy. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't like when they dropped his first name. I thought that was dumb. You know, but they
That was
got it
part of the rule
back.
change too, OG.
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
his name back.
they got their names back.
You know,
I'm
but
I'm I'm waiting on them to bring the Blackheart back to Shotzi, because I'm like, Shotzi just don't sound
Oh,
right.
here go interesting for you too. Walter. He said he didn't want to change his name. He said he liked it that they changed his name because he said it felt like that meant he stepped up.
And he did. I'm like, I wasn't big on him, but watching that and my sister talk about some A-Town dub, like, come on, sis. But but watching that match from Clash of the Castle with him and Sheamus, I'm like, I wasn't big on it at first. I guess I watched it because I was like, I got off work and I was kind of sleepy. But I went back and watched it, and I was like, oh my goodness, like that was a hard hitting match. And I watched the Intercontinental title match between Gunther and Ricochet, and I'm like, Gunther's pretty damn good. I really underestimated him. I'm like, this
Me
guy
too.
is really damn good. So for him to not want
no,
to go
bro.
back to Walter because he felt there's a step up, I'm like, hey, that's saying something.
That's true though, man. Now the little lackey that he got, the little dude that be with him that he be slapping up all the time. I'm
Mhm.
guessing sooner or later he gonna probably have his own run, right?
Probably so.
Cause he it seems like he be taking a beating every time we see him.
But that dude, he can wrestle too, man.
He can
I'm like,
go
I've
though.
seen him I've seen him give a beating as well.
Now, okay, so now by looking at DSK, he said they just need to tweak Austin's character. He's just too corny right now and people can't take him seriously. Which I feel that because I kind of felt like that too. So
I disagree.
okay, right now what's up?
I disagree because I made a tweet about this before. As much as people hate Austin Theory's character now, give him 2 or 3 years, he's going to be one of the biggest baby faces in WWE. His character is
Mm,
designed to be corny. His character is designed for everybody to hate him like that. It's designed to get on your nerves. He is a new school Rick Rude. He's
Oh,
self-absorbed. I'm taking the selfie, blah, blah. I'm the greatest thing ever. That's what, if you went back and looked at Rick Rude's matches and his promos back in the 80s and early 90s, that's exactly what he was. And people couldn't stand that because he was so damn arrogant. Hello? What is Austin Theory now? Arrogant as hell, taking pictures, taking selfies. I'm going to cash his in. SummerSlam, his promo. I'm going to beat Bobby Lashley for the U.S. title, and I'm going to cash in and take both belts after Roman and Brock beat each other up. Neither one happened, but it's like that arrogance that he has going into that pay-per-view, that was like, wow. So, everybody wanted to see is like, oh no, Bobby Lashley whoop his ass. If he cashes in this money in the bank, Roman or Brock, I don't care who, but whoop his ass. But that's the design reaction from his character that they're getting out of people.
Okay. Now, this next comment that I'm finna put up here, Power 500. I agree with him on this. What I'm finna put up here because I remember Theory saying that he follows Cena. You know what I'm saying? And that he kind of gave me that Cena clone type of feeling too. But that's when Vince was there. You know what I'm saying? So, what would be your synopsis on that? You and OG man, what would y'all think about that?
When who was there?
When Vince was
When
there, that Theory was kind of like a Cena clone.
Oh, well, in what aspect? I mean,
Well, he did a couple of promos where he, talked about Cena, how he wanted to be like him, blah, say blah. They had a little face to face, this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot of Cena reaching, and and then with the when you look at him, like when Cena first came, and ruthless aggression. Like Austin Theory got that same build, that same haircut, the same shorts, boots, like it was like, but just a newer version. You see what I'm
his
saying? So,
attitude is different though.
yeah, that's what I mean.
And I wouldn't say he's like an early Cena clone because when Cena first came in, he was a baby face. But his character was bland. See, he
yeah,
had a very bland character. He was good, don't get me wrong, he was good. He was just bland. Theory is different. He's not as bland. It's like, if people were to see Cena when he first broke in before he became the rapper, they were kind of like, yeah, good match, yeah, good match, blah, blah. And then they went on about the business. They didn't really, stunt Cena back then until he developed a character. But Austin Theory already came in with a
With the
character.
character, okay,
So there's your difference right there. You got
okay,
one that didn't have a character that developed one over time versus one that already had one, even though he might be pushed like McMahon, and maybe that's where the clone thing coming in because Vince, was kind of trying to push him down people's throats. But again, he wanted to get that reaction from people. Oh, I can't stand this kid. This kid fucking suck. He get on my nerves and blah blah. All of that, and it's just like, yeah, that makes sense because this is literally what y'all were giving y'all. It was like when the crowd started turning on Cena in '06 and '07 because they felt he wins all the time, being forced down our throats, a la Rocky Maivia. The difference is from them two versus Austin Theory is like, you know, this is the design that we are going for. This is exactly what we were aiming, the kind of reaction we want to get from the people concerning Austin Theory. Because it went the other way with Rock and Cena. It was like they were white meat babyface that people were 1980s wise would have cheered, but late 90s, 2000s to the 10s on, they wasn't gonna cheer that type of person.
okay. I feel what you're saying. I definitely feel what you're saying because I was starting to get back into it, or because I missed a section. Like when SmackDown was really good, I missed a good little section. So I like when Cena when folks started booing him.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of that's when I was like, out in the street, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't get to see that. But then when I came back, it was hustle Lord to respect, and I started
Right.
liking him again. You know what I'm saying? Because I was on that inspiration type thing. So I see where you're coming from on that. So okay. So any other last thoughts before we head into the comic portion?
no.
All right, well let's get it. All right, FCW peeps, we're going into the comic portion, starting with the end of the Arrowverse. You got to
And
hit me to the game. You got to hit me to the games. I'm behind on this one.
all right, so a couple of seasons ago, Arrow ended. And Flash became the longest running show. Then you still had other shows like Batwoman, Legends, Black Lightning, Supergirl. Then Supergirl and Black Lightning end. then Batwoman and Legends in, so that just left the Flash in the traditional sense of the Arrowverse. Now Flash is gonna get ready to end, so there's no quote unquote Arrowverse as we know it anymore because Superman and Lois, as we've seen, is on a different Earth, and so is Stargirl. So it's just like, oh man, and of course with the sale of the CW and the WB all up in the aircraft, it's just like, dang man, like it's literally the end of the Arrowverse. Like,
now,
please.
now with it being the so like when we say the end of the Arrowverse, like we ain't just talking Arrow, we talking all things compiled with it.
Pretty much everything. Now I'm gonna say it, break it down more. Everything that was on Earth Prime, or everything that started, when with that Arrow birth, from Flash to Legends of Tomorrow to Supergirl to Black Lightning and Batwoman. Because it was like at one point they could have put a show on every night, and it was gonna be watched. But now, like I said, so many stuff didn't happen. So much stuff didn't happen. The sale of networks, WB, all like I said, all of just whatever they doing, screwing up.
Now, could you agree with Power 500 right here?
Yes and no. I mean, I agree with him on that. Like yeah, you could say that, but the other shows went on, so the only thing I would say different was like with Superman and Lois. I thought, first season, a lot of people thought it was set on Earth Prime because you had Diggle show up from, talk about some, well, me and my family were going to move to Metropolis and blah, blah. So it wasn't a clear, I ain't going to say it wasn't clear, it was just assumed it was on Earth Prime. Then with season 2, now it's the reveal that Superman is the only superhero in his world. It's like, wait a minute. So again, that's to me where WB started screwing up, and it's like, yeah, you can kind of tell this is the beginning of the end because it just wasn't clear and concise.
Okay. What about you, OG?
I I mean, the only shows of those I watched Black Lightning, and I watched Summer Flash, and maybe a couple episodes of Arrow, but that was it. Like,
When I first started watching, Flash is what started off for me, and then it seemed like once the season started to get on, like 5 and 6 and 7, then it seemed like stuff started to change. Like it wasn't, you know what I mean? Like it too many speeches and all that old mess. Like you know what I'm saying? And then Supergirl, I started watching that, but then once it seemed like it was more about all type of boyfriend, girlfriend, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Started being more and more placed in the show, and we getting less fighting scenes or shorter fighter scenes, or they solving everything just like that. You know what I'm saying? And then like Black Lightning was good all the way through.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I ain't saying that just because it's Black Lightning. It was good all the way through. Like it was good. Like what the girl gonna do? What happened when she go up in the sky? What's gonna happen with the dude they turned into almost a cyborg? What Black Lightning gonna do? He lost his power. What happened to the you know what I mean? Like just what the wife? I wish the wife would just sit her ass down. Like just all that. Cause that damn wife got on my nerves, man. That wife got on my nerves. You sit your ass down, huh?
She did, but Lynn came through at the end though.
Yeah, we had to wait to the end.
Yeah, that's true. But she did come through. But I agree with you, because a lot of times, like, God dang, man, come on.
Will you sit down, please? Let Black Light do his thing. God, he got to be stressed out. He can't lightning right because he get on his nerves. I'm sorry, but it cracked me up, man. It cracked me up. I said, man, that dude, the brother like that, the brother trying to save the world and you fussing. Oh man, that cracked me up. But that was a good show though, man. Like straight up. But then Legends of Tomorrow, it started out good, but then it seemed like when the characters from the other shows supposed to appear on there, it seemed like just stuff didn't go right. You know what I mean? And Superman and Lois and Superman, right?
Superman is lower, but yeah.
These last seasons were like the best for me. You know what I mean? Okay, these last seasons were like the best for me. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
and then the Batgirl, Stargirl. I ain't had a chance to check that out yet. Is that pretty? Was that an okay show?
I hadn't watched it either. I heard a lot of people get into it, say it's a really good show. I watched, I think, the first two episodes, and I ain't gonna say I lost interest. I just literally didn't have time to watch. So I don't know. I thought about going back to stream it and watch it and see how good it would be, but
Now, when it comes to Stargirl, what superhero line did she fall in? You know what I'm saying?
uh,
Like Superman or what? You know what I mean?
like far as for her show or
Well,
just her
show
as
and
a
her
character.
powers. You know what I'm saying? Like what it's like, is she a Wonder Woman type character? Is she a Superman type character? Or, you know what I mean? Like as far as like powerful, her powers and stuff like that.
Power wise, she's different. She's not very like physically powerful. Her team is the Justice Society of America,
Ah,
not the Justice League. So
got you,
she's kind
got
of
you.
with the more older team.
Okay, got you. Okay, all right,
But
all right.
but
Next
it was
on.
something some Power 500 said about like Lightning still had to go through 4 seasons just to beat Tobias Webb. Tobias to me was the best villain on TV.
Yeah.
And the way Black Lightning was written was, to me, it was written like a comic book or like a video game. You go through so much to get to that final boss, and then you beat him versus having like a Malcolm Merlin that come and go, or Eobard Thawne that come and go, or two villains of the season in Superman, or something like that. It was like Black Lightning to me showed the most consistency out of all of them. So I was just like, yeah,
I'm still here.
I
No,
hear you. But yeah, that's my take on the Arrowverse thing. It's just like, dang man, after Flash is like that's it. You stick a fork in it, it's done.
Take a fork
hey,
and it's done.
do you think that do you think it is like over for Arrowverse period, or do you think it'll pop up somewhere else, like on HBO, or you know what I mean? How Disney has Marvel, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it's over, but I think that they could, and well, maybe both. OG, they very well could create new projects. I know they were talking about a lot of different shows going on, that could pop up on Earth or HBO Max if they do have that, different Earths or whatever. So I don't know. As of my personal opinion, I feel that it's done, and if they try to continue, they'll do like anything else and reboot it.
Okay. Well, shoot. All right. Let's get into the next one, which the Black Adam trailer, number 2. Did you any of y'all happen to get a chance to see it?
this I only seen the first one.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
so
they
the
got
first one,
another
that
one.
was technically it.
Oh,
They got another one. They got another one, and it's showing a little more. You know what I'm saying? Giving us a little more promise for the movie, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Andre Shanks. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, Full Blast. Um, so so far, Black Adam looking like it's gonna be a good movie. So far, uh, previews
I
look good, huh?
I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
am too.
excited for it myself. It's just that you know what I'm saying. The main question I always hear is what type of character is he going to be at the end of this movie? Is he going to be the bad guy that people want? Is he going to be the anti? You know, like what's y'all's opinions on that?
Go. I'm watching the trailer right now, dude, and if I were just to go by the trailer, I would say bad guy.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Mm,
Is you know what I mean? So
He's.
now y'all know
mm.
the
Oh,
books
hold on,
better than
guys.
me. My bad. Y'all know the books better than me. So when it comes to uh that right there, like you know what I'm saying, his character. Okay, I hear echo now.
I think it's on OG then.
Okay,
Shit.
all right,
Oh
it's
no.
gone now.
Yeah, it is gone.
Okay, y'all good on the OG?
No, I had got a phone call.
Ah,
I think
okay.
my glasses are ready.
Ah, okay. Gotta have them specs. Gotta have them specs. Do your thing, OG. We know you there. But yeah, on that Black Adam trailer too, it shows a little more. I don't know who all have had a chance to see it or not, but I got a chance to watch it earlier today, and
Mhm.
it made me more excited as well. You know, you had to see more of the characters. They gave you a little bit more of what's going to happen in the storyline, but not too much, but just a little tinge more. Everything looks good. The characters are good, believable. You know, other than that, I don't know much more to say about it, and I can't wait to see what direction within the movie they're gonna go. Because that seems like that's the biggest question that I've been hearing through my ears. What about you?
Uh, Based on what I was hearing, and I'm gonna say my own assumptions, I would assume that they're gonna try to make him more of an anti-hero. Now,
Okay.
I hadn't watched the second trailer either, so I'll probably feel like OG once I do. But like in the books, he was traditionally a villain, and and then it's like
That
when
was,
they
hey man, the lady
huh
on my phone call could hear you.
for real.
Like I could still hear the show on my phone call.
Wow.
Oh, you know why? Because the live button is over here, so it ain't gonna cut you off unless you cut out. That's what
That,
it
That was
what
was.
funny,
is
man. That lady was confused as heck.
it? Look, you
She,
should have told
hello?
them
What?
like, what's
Hello?
going on? I hear
I,
other people. Hey, hey,
what?
just tune
Is
into
a
our
what? Is this
podcast.
Lee? Hello?
Yo, Power Five has something dope right here, and it's two part. He said the real question is he going to find and fight the wizard, or are they going to make him like Doctor Doom?
Um, I don't think he's gonna find the wizard
Hey
and
guys, I
fight.
gotta go because my glasses are ready. I gotta go get my glasses.
Okay,
Okay,
brother.
All right. Sorry, I gotta leave early. Thank you
Hey,
okay.
guys
man.
for having
One
me. Thank
love.
everybody that is watching right now. I'll see you guys later.
All right,
All right, bro.
all right,
Be safe,
OG.
man. We love you, man.
Love you,
Love
bro.
you guys, man.
Uh, are they gonna make him more like Doctor Doom, or would he fight? I don't think he'll fight the wizard because, like, and depends on the time frame, I guess, of how they're gonna do the movie. Because remember, the wizard was gone in the first Shazam movie.
Okay.
He had, kind of, I ain't gonna say perished, but just withered away. So he might not. Like I said, that just depends on the time frame that they tell an origin story, more of an origin story to him. Then yeah, I can see him fighting. Far as for are they gonna make him like Doctor Doom? Doom was I could see where they could, but he like I said, Black Adam was kind of already that. He was just a evil SOB, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and then that's what the wizard was just like his biggest regret was bestowing those powers upon Teth Adam because he was corrupt.
Hmm.
So so I don't know. It's
So,
gonna be interesting to see, but I do think that they would make him more of a anti-hero to kind of go along with you know the trope of how they do supervillains now. It's like they don't make them to where they're despicable and hated anymore. They make villains in movies now where they're more sympathetic. And I've said on another show before, I don't want to see a sympathetic villain. I don't
Right.
want to have sympathy for this villain. It's like you know right from wrong, and you choose like, hey, don't get me wrong, a good villain has to do what he thinks is right, no matter what. But if you choose the wrong side and you like this is the way you go, it's like, why should I have sympathy for you? I hate seeing sympathetic villains in superhero movies. It's like, no, give me a classic. I want to rule the world, or I want to destroy everybody and let the hero, you know, clash and beat him. Some people say that's kind of two dimensional. It doesn't give enough depth. I disagree, depending on how the story is written.
Okay. And also, a big topic that's touching the news: X-Men race change. Will it be a problem here? You know what I'm saying? From what I heard, Magneto, Professor X. I've always heard that, you know, when it comes to the X-Men, they related to, you know, the black peoples, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, as far as, people of color being treated differently than the other. Magneto would be Malcolm, Xavier would be X, because one is not violent, don't want violence, and the other one said by any means.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yo, where they gonna take it? Because I'm seeing you know, fans need to have more open minds, and is with should people, just make other comics racist because of this, and some people feel like that race issue doesn't have anything to do with the X-Men stories. Like, it's just so many things that's just coming out the bucket, falling on the floor. You know what I'm saying? So instead of people just like, okay, let's see, let's try it, let's see what's happened. But it's a scatterbrain type thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like we won't hear the end of it until it actually happens. And I've heard some super dope characters. Denzel being one of them, and the other dude from Do the Right Thing, the one that got his Jordan stepped on. Remember the one that had the
Yeah.
Jordan? Him. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing them too. Uh, uh, Magneto will be Denzel, and the other dude will be Professor X.
Mm-hmm.
But that ain't even really the big picture. The big picture is changing them from white to black. What are your thoughts on it when you heard it, and if you had any information on it, read on what's your opinion or facts on this?
I hadn't had any information on it, but I think that it's always a hot topic and a hot button topic when you race swap somebody. Um, I don't know. Being a traditional comic book person, I would, basically keep them as they are. I mean, it kind of, they're already established. I could see if it wasn't an established character, but Professor X and Magneto have been around for decades.
Decades.
And it's like, would you, why would you race swap them in a movie? The only thing I could see is like it's like the first series of X-Men movies, like uh Halle Berry being Storm. I disagree with that. Kelsey Grammer
Mm.
being Beat. I disagree with that. I'm like, I feel y'all could find different people to do it, and no knock on them. They just didn't look the part to me. They just didn't fit. I love Halle Berry as an actress. I think given the circumstances that for what she did in the early 2000s with the X-Men versus if she were in the MCU now or whatever, I think they would have a better character for her to play other than Storm. I ain't
Hmm.
gonna say she did terrible. She didn't. Like the movies are what they are, but I think they could have. I think they just rushed that cast and they were like, all right, people know these people, they know these names, so if we put these out there, they're gonna go see it. So that's what they were banking on. But my point being is, if you couldn't find any other actors, even some up and coming actors to portray that, if Patrick Stewart didn't want to take on Professor X again, or if Ian McKellen didn't want to be Magneto again, you could have got uh, James McAvoy and then Michael Fassbender, if they didn't want to do it, then fine. You know, it's like, but go through your processes first and see. Don't just be like, oh, we're gonna have Denzel because he's Denzel as Magneto. Could he do the part? Most likely he can. But it's just like, you know, again, being a traditionalist is like, oh man, you know, and I ain't saying being stuck on tradition, but it's just like y'all are gonna have a whole nother debate and, for lack of a better term, heat that people didn't want or that you don't want concerning people, because some people be like, man, I ain't gonna go to see it and they shouldn't race swap and blah blah and so I don't know. I think if they just couldn't find nobody, then go for it. But I think there is somebody, some lesser known actors that are out there that this would be their part, like Brandon Routh as Superman when Superman returns. So that's
Okay.
it.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see and let things keep on coming and escalating. I want to get to this next one because this was a very interesting one, and I want to say a lot of people's probably waiting on it. DC reveals Jack Oswald White. For the people that don't know who Jack Oswald White is, hey man, why don't you just tell them who Jack is, man?
Put that picture up, and I'm sure they know who it is.
Yeah, let me put the picture up, y'all. None other than
Jack Oswald White.
yes. So break down the story on this if you don't mind, Spade.
So I forgot it's not in the traditional Batman. The regular Batman run is one of the other books, but they finally break down the Joker and talk about his real name. And for years they've given him so many different names. He might be just Jack. He might be this no name guy. He might be Joe or whatever. And so in the recent book, Batman's going, through files and he finds something and they reveal Joker's name is Jack Oswald White, where kind of like this book, The Three Jokers. If nobody's read it, I urge you to read it. It's very, very good. Um, he ends up, being a broke comedian. He has a family, and kind of like the Three Joker storyline that they took from. He is down on his luck, so trying to do something to, you know, provide for his wife and his child.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Three Jokers, they what was it? No, it wasn't three. It wasn't Three Jokers. It was the Killing Joke, where
Yes.
his family was murdered. And then in the Three Jokers, he was told his family was murdered, but they actually went into hiding. So, but his name was never revealed. And if anybody recalls the Joker movie, his name was Arthur Fleck in the movie. In Batman '89, he was known as Jack. Jack Nicholson's character, Jack Nathan.
Yeah.
So it was like, wow, he's had several different names and aliases. So I guess this is the one that's supposed to stick, being the reveal. And again, if I my notebook is somewhere else because I had actually written down what the issue is. But if anybody knows,
Uh, Flashpoint.
that's it.
Flashpoint.
Thank
Yeah, Flashpoint. That's what it was. I listened to it earlier before I got on here. I wanted to make sure I knew at least 1 or 2 points.
you.
It was
Okay.
Flashpoint. Yeah,
Yeah.
Flashpoint.
All right. So yeah, so
Uh-huh.
that was it. So that's how his reveal comes to be, and he's actually given a name. And I'm like, one thing I find interesting is the middle name Oswald, because that's the first name of the penguin, Oswald Cobblepot.
Yeah, Oswald Cobblepot, which is weird, very weird right there. You know what I'm saying? The option
Mm-hmm.
origin. Hold on, I got comments. Let's check out the comments right quick. I see something down there. Power 5 said that mafia origin. Okay, that man animated series. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel you on that. And also, How frequently should comics be released? Now, what made you come with that one?
Man, when last time we went and visited Muncie and then reading like what books are coming out, issues coming out and everything, and thinking about last time we talked about like the last Ronin, how how long between issues it came out.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember being a kid and collecting books. They would come out monthly. So you would have like you did. That's one reason why I remember so many stories, because I read this book over and over and over and over again to the next issue, continuing the story came out. And so I'm thinking about it, and it's like, dang, and then you grow up, being an adult, you kind of budget, set yourself a budget.
Mm-hmm.
Now you looking at bills, you still might be, and I'm talking about myself here, still might be a collector, but you're looking at all your bills, and it's like, dang it, I gotta pay this, pay this, pay this. All right, let me see how much money I got left. I can go, Mike can go get some books this week. So the frequency as that they're released at is like some are released every week, some every two. That continues story. And it's like, dang, I got so much stuff in my other room piled up that I hadn't read yet. I'm like, I almost want to, not quite quit, but definitely I want to cut out a lot of stuff, because I'm like, I just can't afford it. And I ain't got time to sit here and like, I'm reading one book, trying to read this one, and then it's like, boom, all right, next week the continuation comes out. Wait a minute, I just got this, 2 weeks ago. So I'm like, the bi-weekly thing is like, I think they should do away with it and go back to a monthly thing. I think that would make books more rarer,
Yes.
and two, it's easier on, it's definitely easier on consumer pockets. Now, people that own comic book shops, maybe they feel different,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
Now, because I can remember, I like I feel you. I'm on the same link. That's why I slowed down, because when Spider-Man's writer changed at, was it 100? Was it 100 when he changed? Remember the Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, and the writer changed at that one number. I forgot which one number it was, because I had collected like from 90 something all the way up to like wherever it stopped, wherever the 100. I think it was 100, and the writer had
Yeah, yeah.
changed. It seemed like Daredevil had a side series, Hulk had a side series, Black Cat had a side series. Know what was going on. Um, the X-Men had restarted.
Mm-hmm.
Sword was out. Then you got your indies. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying? And
yep.
with all that going on, DC, they had their stuff coming. They had their stuff coming, because the Batman '89 was dropping at the same
Mm-hmm.
time. The regular Batman run was dropping, and the writer had changed, because it had made it to what, like 95, and then the new writer had started. Because I was collecting that issue, I was collecting them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was going on. Batman Black and White. Uh, 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 Robin, his series had started. Urban Legends, and so
Mm-hmm.
on and so forth and so on. And then the movie was dropping, so they was dropping movie issues, Justice League and all that. So it's like, yo, man, it's like, okay, it's like, how in the hell can you keep up, because you're interested in this story, but now it goes into this side story. Then you get whatever going on in the side story, and a little bit more of the story was reading. Then you got to go back to this. Then you got to go there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like Sword, for instance. If you actually put the books in order, you got to go to 5 or 6 different places. It ain't just 1 to 20 or 1 to 22. No, it might be like, it might start at number 5 of this series, then number 10 of this series, then back to the regular. Like, it's crazy how they work to that, which in all makes you spend money, because these books is
Right.
$3.99, $5.99, $6.99, $8.99, 15, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like, yo, what you gonna do? Like, what can you do? You know what I mean? So, um, it's really just it's just a muck, man. It's like, I'm with you. I'd rather, just like the magazines, just like the Source magazine and the rest of the magazines and the Slam magazine, they drop one issue a month.
Yeah.
One issue a month. So if y'all got 15 new issues that drop, just drop them ones or 15s and let make us wait till the next month and the next month, because that way more people can get their hands on them. We'll be more excited to read them. You know what I mean? Like, we'll spend our money if y'all make us wait. You know?
And then you know, at the same point in time, I think that would help people remember a lot more of the story. Because you know, it's like I remember the death of Superman story when I was a kid. I mean, Superman is my favorite hero, so it definitely made an impact. But there are other stories from reading, like the first appearance of Carnage, for instance. I
Mm-hmm.
remember that story because it was 3 issues. It came out one month. Now I read the first appearance. I didn't know that book would be as valuable as it was, because like mine is ragged. I read that book so much I read the cover off of it. But I
Mm.
got the other two stories that, you know, the other two issues that went along after, because again they came up months apart, you know, in Amazing Spider-Man. So that's my reason for, you know, coming up with this question. It's like, man, I wonder how soon books should be released, because like I said, if you own a comic book shop, it might be great for you, so you generate more business. But at the same point in time, the way that the market is now is like it's so oversaturated, and that's why people have a hard time of trying to come up with where to start from. Like, oh, do
Mm-hmm.
I get Batman Urban Legends? Well, no, this is on story. Well, okay, I want the regular Batman type. Do I get Detective Comics? Does it tie into the Batman? Does this Batman and Robin tie into anything? You know, Batman, Catwoman, whatever. So you have so many different titles that people are like, dang, I'm getting lost. And I'm like, me as a collector, the same way. So I'm my thing is like, all right, as many books as I want to get, or many stories I want, it might be better for me, especially if they're just mini run, like 1 through 6. Just pick up the graphic novel.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, if I get these books and then I end up getting the graphic novel, I'm gonna turn around and probably resell the solo book. But it would make more sense in the long run just to get the graphic novel.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, like I said, you know what I'm saying? You and OG sent me some nice graphics, and it's so better than having 15 books. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I mean,
yeah,
like, especially when it ain't really, I really ain't worried about collecting. So it's like, yo, that beats a whole lot, and you got a lot of material to read. You know what I'm saying?
right,
At whatever speed you read it. So,
right.
all right, I'm gonna save the Easter egg topic. I'm gonna save that for the next show. So
Okay,
we're gonna get into, because of the time limit, we're gonna get into this one right here. This one right here is for the chat as well. I want y'all to check this out. I would like to know, when it comes to Black Panther 2, what do you as a fan want to see or happen? And I have some pictures for y'all to check out, just some different covers that y'all might see. If y'all collect any type of Black Panther, y'all might see these covers somewhere. Who knows where? Poster, movie, whatever. But if you see it, because these are different. Because I'm pretty sure when the actual movie drops, the
hmm
cover won't be look nothing like none of these. But to have this somewhere would be super dope. Because I'm just loving how they, putting it together. You know what I'm saying? Like, these would be, especially if these was on a comic book somewhere. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, these would be dope.
Now, a
Especially
lot of those I would get, you know, just for the cover, like you
I
said,
like I
collector.
like this one. Yeah, I definitely like this one right here. That one is a that right there is a super dope one. I think that's my favorite out of all of them. But yeah, man. So, far Black Panther, man. You know the story very well. What would what you want to happen? Like, what would you want to happen, or what would you expect to see?
I don't know. I can tell you what I wanted to see, and that was for them to recast T'Challa and keep the
Mm.
character alive. Because just because an actor passes away, that does not mean the character does. And if like rumors about the Thunderbolts movie, if they replace William Hurt's character and have another Thunderbolt Ross, I'm gonna be freaking pissed. Because like, why would you do that for Thunderbolt Ross for William Hurt, but you can't do that for Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa? That makes no sense to me. And secondly, again, even Chadwick Boseman's family, like his brother, has said Chadwick would want this character to live on. He ain't the Black Panther, but yeah, I get it. He's the one we know. But again, characters have been replaced before. You didn't had a new Incredible Hulk, a new Bruce Banner because Bill Bixby died. You had a new Superman, Christopher Reeve died. So it's like you can't do that. Come on, man. I know there's an actor out there. Like I had two that could have played T'Challa that I felt would have did a great job. John
Cool.
David Washington being one of them.
What
And
movie? Where he from? What, John David Washington? Remind me of him.
Denzel's son.
Oh shoot! Yeah, you're right, man.
He,
Didn't think of that.
Denzel's son. I think he would have been a great T'Challa. He would
Dang,
have
yeah.
picked up the role and went with it. So it's like you're not dishonoring. You're more dishonoring his memory by not having T'Challa in it. Like, all right, I saw the trailer when Queen Mother was talking about how much she done lost because she lost her husband. Now she lost her son. And it's like, all right, they say he died off screen to a mysterious illness. Well, what is the illness now? Coronavirus? And I'm not making light out of that, you know what I'm saying? Because that very well could be, but it's like, if that's what you're going to have, then it's like, please don't put that because so many people that had family members that died of coronavirus. I'm one of them that had family members die of it. I don't want to be reminded of that when I'm watching the movie. I watch movies to get an escape from reality, to
Yeah.
put my problems away for a minute and just enjoy something that I enjoyed as a child growing up, and even now just as a comic book geek. So I feel they should have replaced them. Yeah, recast them as just have another person in the role. What do I think would happen? I ain't gonna lie to you because I'm not 100% fully, I guess, excited about seeing this movie. I'm kind of like, I ain't gonna say it's not gonna be good. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I might that might be one I might wait on, or wait for uh reviews and spoilers before I see it because I'm just like, I don't see how you can do Black Panther without you know T'Challa. And the reason I say that is because yes, they have done it in the books, but T'Challa was not dead. He just went to Hell's Kitchen, New York City, to kind of watch over that while Daredevil had stepped out. But he left
Oh.
Shuri in charge of being Black Panther back in Wakanda. So T'Challa
Oh.
was still
Okay.
alive. He just wasn't in Africa.
Okay. Okay. That make a lot of sense. I didn't think of that, but yeah, that's right. Cause I was gonna ask that question because I never did read that book, that Tahiri book. So I need to know that part right there, what you just said. So, but so
Mm-hmm.
they still taking but they still looking like they gonna take that factor and like shave it, like shave the stuff from around it and just take that. Okay, so she did, Now we're gonna inject this with our story.
So
Okay,
that's what I'm kind of thinking that either her or Queen Ramonda would take up the Black Panther mantle.
okay, okay. All right. Well, that was before we bounce. I would like to show this question right here. If you had a choice, if you had to take the red Power 500, if you had to take the red pill or the blue pill, and this is what you get, which one would you take?
Golly.
People in the chat, if you had to take the red pill or the blue pill, which one are you taking? Are you taking Heathcliff, Voltron, Thundercat, G.I. Joe, the red pill? Or are you taking the blue pill? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Transformers, He-Man, and Inspector Gadget.
Mm,
I,
mm.
I think I'm taking the blue pill.
Mm-hmm.
I like Heathcliff, but TMNT, that's action. Voltron, I started on Voltron, but them doggone Transformers, man, Optimus Prime, you know. Now Thundercats and He-Man, that's where it get tough for me, right there. You know what I'm saying? G.I. Joe, I always loved G.I. Joe, but Inspector Gadget was just a different dude. Like, you know what I mean? You're a walking 007, you know what I mean? But He-Man and Thundercats, that's a tough one for me, man. What about you?
Oh, I, I'm a big fan of all eight franchise. I mean, big fan. I'm probably gonna, like you, lean more toward the blue pill because G.I. Joe and Transformers. I think I was more of a Transformers guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I love Voltron and Thundercats as much as I love Ninja Turtles and He-Man.
Uh-huh.
And Inspector Gadget and Heathcliff, both of them made me laugh just as equally. I think Inspector Gadget had a little bit more action involved in the silliness, but still, but it's just like
Yeah.
reluctantly, I'm gonna say blue pill. If I had, if I could, I would just smash them together and be a purple pill, and yeah, I'm gone.
Cause TMNT is like TMNT is a heavy hitter.
Dude, I
TMNT
still
can,
got like the first three volumes, man, of the original cartoon.
you know what I'm saying?
Actually, I
Like
got pretty much all of them. I got Voltron, Transformers, He-Man. I'm missing Thundercats, and I got some GI Joe. But I was like, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like each one of these got their own like cult following. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Heathcliff would be last in line though, cause Garfield, him and Garfield, you know what I'm saying? Like Garfield and Odie was my boy. You know what I'm saying? Gar, and but Top Cat, he got them all.
Mm-hmm.
Top Cat, that's my boy right there. Top Cat got them all. But I would if Garfield had been in the way of Heathcliff, and then I'm like, oh man, this would have been a hard one right here. I'd be like, man, just let me bite up. Let me bite a piece of both of
I look. I'm tell you one reason why I like Heathcliff, because that cat would get into fights, boy.
them. Yeah,
I
and
love Heathcliff and watching the fight. Then it's little that. I love it.
oh man, and the last thing, you know, so the message of the day: don't waste your time in anger, regrets, worries, grudges. Life is too short to be unhappy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start delivering me a little message of the day. We're gonna try to keep everything on a positive note, inspirational
Mm-hmm.
note. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that's what we about. That's what we do. We like to keep people inspired because a lot of people inspire us, and that's what keep us going. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Fullblast. You know what I mean? Because that's just what it is.
For sure.
So, you know what I'm saying? I want to say, you know what I mean? Also, for those that's within the music, please check out Samsung and DJ Tiger, Circumstantial Evidence, new music that they got coming out if it ain't out already. You know what I'm saying? Full Blast Radio is the channel. Y'all know he hip hop all day, every day. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Bandcamp, Twitch. He all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So y'all go Spotify. So y'all go check this out right here. New music by Samsung and DJ Tiger. Y'all please go check that out. I always gotta show the brother love. And last not least, y'all heard those say, damn,
Dang.
another one. We done got another one in the books. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
We got another one in the books. You know what I mean? Thank everybody for tuning in, coming through, hollering at us. You know what I mean? Showing love the way I know y'all do. You know, Spade, man, you know what I'm saying? It's been a great show, man. OG, thank you for coming through, man, and breaking it down with us. Uh, can we get any new info on the next Spadenomics fantasy matchup?
Well, I'll be doing one or yeah, the next one will be the first Friday in October. So
Okay.
we'll probably be doing tag team matches this time, and maybe if we have time, we can get 2 or more fantasy matchups in. So I want to aim for that. Try to get a little bit more in. But yeah, definitely we're gonna be looking at some tag team stuff. So for any wrestling fans out there, first Friday in October, in the first Friday of each month, we are going to do fantasy matchups on the wrestling era. So y'all write it down, stick it somewhere where you'll remember that, put it in your phone or your computers or whatever, set yourself a reminder, and give us what fantasy matchups that y'all want to see. It ain't just just Cooks and I and then OG coming up with stuff. Give us what y'all want to see. Don't matter
Please.
if we heard of this wrestler or not. If you know who it is, and if somebody be like, yo, man, I want to see so-and-so versus so-and-so. All right, cool. And again, if y'all don't know, I'm a wrestler, so if you want to put me in there, that's fine. Spade versus AJ Styles, that's one of my fantasy matchups too.
You know what I'm saying? And,
Or
hey,
my boy Jay Lethal.
you know what I mean? Oh, Jay Lethal, that's my boy right there. I love that. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. We got a message from our sponsors.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to the Hip Hop Alliance. Hip Hop's first official union. We fighting for rights. Workers' rights, labor rights. Y'all know what it is. Fair wages. Let's hit 'em. Who's really speaking for the artist? Everybody knows the music industry is heartless. Knowledge reigns supreme, not what an artist on a chart is. It's about fair wages and royalties. Let me start this, spark this. It's about cultural self-reliance, corporate defiance. We got this down to a science. It's called the Hip Hop Alliance. We take it back to stop the violence. For 30 years, I've been the culture's guidance. You can't deny this. I clean pupils when they open their eyelids. In a blink, I teach kids to think. That's what I did and do. Reaching and pulling out the culture inside of you with the truth inside of you, no one can lie to you. It's time to unify him, her, you, and I. Do your part to save the art. Don't be a stupid guy. Front, you can try, but it's your time you waste. And we're starting an alliance against corporate exploitation.
You know what I mean? Always gotta show love. And Spade, you got any last words, man?
Oh no, man, just shoot. Again, I appreciate it. I had fun with this show. Everybody in chat, somebody got a birthday
Oh
tonight.
yeah, that's right, that's right. I forgot. For the people that's in here, tomorrow I turn the big 42, September 10th, the Virgo. Coach 24 turns 42. So I definitely probably go live, you know what I mean, and shout to everybody to say what's up, you know what I'm saying, start the morning all right on a positive note. So, if you can jump, if you can squeeze in and say what's up to me if you want to, it's all good. I know everybody got stuff to do. With it being Saturday, college football and started back, so I know everybody gonna be busy. So just gonna enjoy the day, man. Thank the higher power for another one, and many more, and many more. You know what I'm
Admit it,
saying?
man. That's right.
So please subscribe, like, leave a comment below. Help us keep the messages moving. Help us keep this algorithm moving. Spread love as far as you can. Let's always keep it positive. I am Coach 24.
I am Spade.
And this is Fullblast Radio, the channel on YouTube. Please subscribe. Always Kush 24 on Instagram. Spadenomics Comics on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
This is F.C.W. Fullblast Comics and Wrestling. Chat, y'all have been great today. We can't wait to see y'all next week. And other than that, hey, keep it funky, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We out of here. Peace, Spade, man. Much love, big bro.
Much love, bro.